And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, web design, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage you to help you win no matter what you're facing.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. It's 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And check out our website, consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you at our website. And you can see links to all of our shows. You can watch our live stream television show version of the Consumer Quarterback Show at consumerqb.com. All of our expert contributors' contact information is there as well. So it's Intelligent Talk Radio. We got some intelligent folks here in studio. Let's go around the horn now and make our introductions. Back in studio, Jason Brooks. He's a mortgage specialist, E-Mortgage Management, and the Del Bro team. Welcome in, sir.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the new year, some of the things that are changing with the mortgage market. Obviously, we had some loan amount increases for the minimum loan sizes, that your maximum loan amounts that you can do here locally, which is a big deal. We also see interest rates actually moving around a little bit right now. So we're going to talk about that and what you can do to protect yourself.
Excellent. Good stuff. Yeah, we'll couple that with Jake Alexander as well coming in. He's going to talk about the Trump tax plan and some of the effects of that, how that may play out with the mortgage market and the real estate market. Also, Leonard in the house, web design ninja in the house. Welcome in.
Hey, good day. Appreciate being here.
Yes, sir.
I think today we'll talk about some of the changes that have been happening with Google and the browsers and how people are viewing the websites and the need for SSL now, which only used to really be needed if you're running a shopping cart. But now just any website really has to have it because they'll get the warnings that it's insecure, even though there's nothing really that's needed to be secure. But the browsers are finding a way to charge the customers a little more money, I think.
Wow. That's interesting, and it's a great time of year to get a checkup. Also, check out, make sure you're up to date. Your call to click to call, that is.
Yep.
And making sure all that's lined up. What's SSL, by the way?
It's a secure socket layer.
Okay.
And basically, it just means that the transmission from your phone or your PC to the server and back is encrypted.
Okay.
The entire route, which was always key when you're doing payments or private information, like the stuff we do for the medical field or financial industry, et cetera. You want those passwords and that data encrypted.
Right.
But now they're really promoting that your entire website should be encrypted so that when they're going to consumerqb.com, everything is encrypted from both sides.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting down on some of the hacking and the different...
In general, yep.
Yep. Good stuff. Leonard in the house. Also, Jake Alexander, owner of Alexander Financial. He's a enrolled agent with the IRS and a taxation expert. Welcome in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm just glad that we all survived the winter of 2018.
Yeah.
It was really long this year. It was a week, So now we're back to shorts and short sleeve shirts. But
Yeah,
we're going to talk a little bit today about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and how that's going to affect people's tax situations in 2018 and going forward. So real exciting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well with our gear, we want to help the small business owners here on the show, the medium-sized business owners, nonprofit leaders, middle management, folks out there, a lot of our listeners from the show. I think this is going to be some really good content today, so we urge you to tune in and continue to engage us on our websites, and we want to hear from you. We want to have a lot of questions last week coming in as well. We also have coming up, Name That Tune. So we got songs from the 70s, popular rock songs, have a little fun with you, and an interesting story as well. A gym chain bans cable network news because of the constant negativity being unhealthy for the members. So that's a great story coming up.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, interesting stuff. And a couple of hot listings coming up as well from the Quarterback Show here. Owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Let's give a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill as well. Our official restaurant partner here in Tampa is Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. We're having a live event. Check us out. Bookmark this date, January 18th, Thursday, January 18th. We're going to be having a live radio show broadcast from Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. So we would urge you to come check it out and come say hello. And we're also to follow. We're going to have a big networking event as well. We're going to do our monthly gratitude party. All of our network is going to be there, and our net worth is truly in our network. So come out and meet some of our radio show partners and the folks that you hear on this show daily. 5 o'clock drive time right here on 1380 The Biz, syndicated on the weekends on FM 102.5 The Bone, daily 10 a.m. on WeBeam TV as well. And let's go ahead and jump right into this great content. So we've got Jason Brooks in the house, mortgage specialist, e-mortgage management. The real estate market's hot. We're still battling that lack of inventory somewhat. What are you seeing on your end?
Well, I saw what we typically see right at the end of the year. Rates soften up, and then literally as of Monday, it's right back to where they were, and they're actually they're worsening right now. So rates are going up. Pricing is getting worse. But at the end of the day, it's marginal. We're still in one of the lowest rate markets we've ever seen.
Right.
Still really low on the fixed rate side. Seeing a lot more adjustable rate loans being taken out now. We're starting to talk a little bit more about 5-1 ARMs and 7-1 ARMs. Because of the rate separation, you're starting to see a pretty big separation in rate, and they're not affected by the same thing that fixed rates are tied to. So fixed rates tied to the bond market, whereas the adjustable rate loans are tied to the Treasury or the LIBOR or whatever else. So they don't move, in conjunction with each other. As far as some of the changes this year. So one of the big ones, I guess, that's a really big deal. They haven't done this in a while. Last year we went from 417,000 to 421, I believe it was, on the conforming loan limit, which really wasn't a big deal. However, this year they changed it again. So the conforming loan limit just went to 453,000. So that's a pretty big move, $30,000 swing.
Yeah.
Which allows people now, because anything over that 421 number, or 424, I believe it was. You weren't able to get financing over about 85% on a good, traditional type of loan. So you could go higher, but the rates weren't that great. Now you can actually see 95% financing up to that 453. So somebody that was looking at that 480, 490 range didn't have, 60, 80 grand to put down on top of closing costs, could now purchase in that range pretty easily because it just freed up. And now you're talking about only, being able to borrow 453 versus 424. So that's a big move. FHA also moved here locally by about 20 grand. So we went from 276, I believe it was, to 294, I believe, something in that range now. I don't have my numbers in front of me, but at the end of the day, that's a big move as well. So that also allows, your lower credit score, first-time buyer type, people that don't have very limited funds. That's a 3.5% down. And it's not risk based. So typically somebody with an FHA loan, FHA rates typically carry lower rates than conventional. The reason for that is because they're insured by the government, and there's no risk based pricing, meaning somebody with a 620 versus somebody with a 740 almost gets identical loan. It's very similar. There's very little loan level pricing adjustments. So it'll allow you to borrow more with less money down without beating you up on rates. So that being said, it's that's a big move too. That pushes us up closer to where our average purchase price is in this area. Being at 271 which is where we were, which was low. Now getting in the 290 range is a little bit better, so that's going to help as well.
Let me ask you a question. So when it comes down to an FHA VA versus a conventional, a lot of times you'll hear the sellers or folks that have been through this process, they don't like that as much. Why is that? Is it the appraisals are a little bit more difficult?
Well, it used to be. So there was an old mantra. Back in the day, VA had what's called VC conditions. That's not the case anymore. VA actually goes up to the conforming limit, so that's 453 now. But FHA is a little bit more strict when it comes to safety-related issues. So if you have a house that has a stairwell that's missing a handrail, or it has a you're missing wall plates on outlets, or I've seen this a ton of times. People just paint the house, took the wall plates off, didn't put them back. Well, now the appraiser's going to have to go back out. Really, what it boils down to is with FHA. Once the FHA inspection is complete, it's logged with FHA, which means if the value comes in low, so if you have somebody out there that's trying to stretch a value, which we see, you have, there's the listing market is very competitive.
Yep.
And so if you have somebody that's out there trying to push a value and they're not confident that value is going to come in, with an FHA inspection, that gets logged, which means that appraisal is tied to that house for the next 6 months. That's really why realtors try to push their buyers away from it, or their sellers away from it. There's really no reason to do that. The value the value. At the end of the day, if you're doing a good market analysis, you know what your house is worth, you should get the dollar that you're looking for.
Right.
I'd say probably 1 out of 15, 1 out of 18 purchases we see come in under the asking price, and usually we have that negotiated out within a few days. It's very rare that it's too big of a separation, but FHA is typically a better loan with less money down. If you're sub 700 scores, typically you're going to get a better transaction with an FHA transaction than you would with a conventional product. So it's better for the buyer. But I have seen that a lot, where I've actually seen a lot of listings where it literally says conventional financing only, no FHA or VA.
Yeah.
But VA is VA tends to take a little bit longer, at least in some cases, because the VA appraiser has 2 weeks to get it done. Locally here, we don't see that. I mean, I get my VA appraisals back in a couple of days. It's usually not a big deal.
Yeah.
And VA appraisers are actually, in some cases, a little bit easier to work with because we can deal directly with that appraiser on things that we need, conditions that we need to get met. So
interesting. Good stuff. All right, Jason Brooks, eMortgage Management, the Del Bro team here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, Teo Leonard, Web Design Ninja, and Jake Alexander as well, our taxation expert with Alexander Financial. And stay with us here. Don't touch that dial. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida's #1 consumer advocate program. Coming up, we got our Name That Tune. All songs from today's list are popular 70s rock songs. And we have an interesting story in our Feel Good segment. So we got a gym that's changing over. They're pulling all the constant negative news networks out of their gyms, a chain of 128 gyms to promote a healthy way of life. Stay tuned here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, published author, professional speaker. Check our book out on Amazon. Become the MVP in your industry by surfing the radio waves. And got some cool stuff we're going to be bringing out soon where we're helping entrepreneurs in other markets, taking this nationwide. Really excited about that. Owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and I got a couple of hot listings here. Just listed this property over in Bloomingdale area of Riverview. It's 6601 Crickle Avenue in Riverview. This is a gorgeous property. It's delightful. 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms in Bloomingdale, over 3,000 square feet, and a huge backyard, fenced-in yard, great for kids. And also, if you have a need for an outdoor garage, this has a beautiful outdoor garage as well. $349,000, just listed about 15 days ago. Hot listing in Apollo Beach. This is 6508 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath property, direct access to the Gulf of Mexico here. If you're a boater and a fisherman, check it out. Over 5,600 square feet, listed at $690,000. Owner's motivated, bringing some offers on this thing. 6508 Bimini Court. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPRealty.com, and we would love to help you as a seller. If you're selling out there, we would love to help you with a comparable market analysis right now. You may be surprised with the amount of money that your home will bring, and there's a lack of inventory, so right now is a great time to get your property on the market. Call us up at 813-670-7372. 670-7372. Call that number, text that number, and we will hook you up with any of our expert contributors. We've got all types of partners that can help you, from CPA, tax advice, financial advice, all things mortgage and real estate, of course, web design, lots of business owners, lots of trades, skilled trades, workers that come in on the show and educate us in that area, home inspections as well. So in studio today, Jason Brooks, he's a mortgage specialist with E Mortgage Management and the Del Bro team. Teo Leonard, a web design ninja of Tampa Bay, going to be talking about Google and some of the new algorithms, things happening with web design. And Jake Alexander as well, going to be talking about the new Trump tax plan. It's called the Trump tax plan. What's the real name for it, Jake?
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Okay, so AKA the Trump tax plan.
There you go.
I guess that's what people are calling it.
That's what everybody knows it as. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, when you look at that, so let's go ahead and bring Teo in. So sure. Teo, a lot of small business owners listen to our show. A lot of people are interested in growing their business, and it all starts with a clean, fresh, simple-looking website that's going to drive leads.
Absolutely. And, I see that GoDaddy commercial, 1 hour you can make your own website, and that is true. But I don't think it's the website that you want your customers to view to take you seriously as a small business owner and a professional. Right. Some recent examples, we just went through at the end of the year, and we sent out messages to we got about 2,000 active customers, and we offered a deal on updating sites and cleaning things up. We have customers going back to 1995, 1996 that we did sites for. And a lot of them, they don't touch them over the years.
Right.
They mean to. They go, I'm going to add all this. I'm going to add all this. And then you sit down and you look. And what's happening is, and Google's talked about this for a long time, is if you're not mobile friendly, if you're not responsive, you're going to get penalized. If it's not secure, you're going to get penalized. If you are missing certain concepts and information in the website, you're going to get penalized. And a lot of these small businesses who've had sites for 10, 15 years, they've been able to ride on the coattails of the fact that they've had a site for so long that they've been able to kind of bypass these rules. And we've been seeing more and more of these sites going down, disappearing in the rankings because they did keyword stuffing where they just would throw a bunch of words in to cover the market area, Apollo Beach, Riverview, Tampa, Wesley Chapel, Lutz, etc., and they just keep stacking those words in, and now they're starting to get caught. So you do need to treat your website as a living, breathing tool. where you're updating it every 2 years or so. I know that that's a pain, that's a challenge financially, but at the same time, we took a site that had reasonable traffic, and we did some very simple things to it. It's a retail location, so we moved the map to the front so that you can click on the map and instantly, from your phone, drive there.
Yeah.
Of course, all the phone numbers are click to call. We've cleaned up the contact information, and the simple thing of getting rid of the, I don't know how to say it without sounding insulting, but the moronic AOL.com email, or even the Gmail, yourbusiness@gmail.com. They're not treated as professional, and you have people that will not do business with those individuals.
Right.
And by cleaning that up, we can see a 30, 40, 80%, depending on the business, increase in business direct from the website.
Yeah.
We just did an analysis for one of our big search engine customers that we monitor, and the time on the website has gone down in the last 12 months, but their conversions, 81% of the people that visit their website are clicking on the phone number to call for an appointment.
Nice.
That's astronomical.
That's great.
That's good.
And so it's that psychology of understanding what the customers are looking at and being able to track that. And that's something that you can't do in an hour at GoDaddy.
Yeah.
You can't do that using the Indian and Filipino design guys from web.com or Intuit.
Right.
They don't understand that. They're not a small business. They're popping a theme from one to the other.
Yep.
And they're missing the boat on that.
Yep.
And it's, for us, that's what our business has grown on the last several years, is taking that knowledge and rearranging the website so that it converts for the customers.
So what is something in the new year? Here we are sitting here in mid-January. A lot of business owners, they're, everybody's setting their goals. They're making these resolutions. They're looking to, have the best year yet. Is there something that we might be able to offer to our listeners out there? An update to the websites, or something for them to maybe take that action item.
If they want to give us a call, and it's the webdesignninja.com, we're happy to take a look at their website and make some suggestions for them. Some cases, it's very simple. We've had a lot of websites where it's $50, $75 to clean up and make a couple of changes and convert their sites.
Yeah.
We have others that need a whole new rebuild, and we'll offer a deal on that too, because they already have the content. We simply can rearrange that and bring it into the current modern technology, show them how to update themselves, and also show them how to blog and create positive news events and things like that then they can tie in with their social media. We just hired a new social media director yesterday, and she's going to be working with those customers so that they can tie in their social media posting via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and have that all go back to their website. And it's very affordable. It's not expensive at all. And when you look at, a small chiropractor office that's getting an additional 4 customers a day, or I guess patient visits a day, and you add that up at, $39 to $65 a visit.
Yep.
That it doesn't take more than a week or two to cover the cost of building the proper website.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're always happy to help. Any of the Consumer QB listeners, we're out there to help them and bring them into the current marketplace.
Excellent. Give us a call, 813-670-7372. Call or text our hotline, 670-7372. And the web design, it's webdesignninja.com.
Yeah,
correct?
the
webdesignninja.com. Perfect. So Teo Leonard, best in the business, and something like 10,000 websites you've done over your career, was it?
Yeah, it's,
where are we at now?
Well, we stopped counting at 3,400. So I got it when we were getting close to 3,000. Then we really tracked it, and we crossed 3,400 somewhere around August, September, and so it's somewhere in there.
So you're
it's a lot. 24 years we've been building websites. Our first website we were building when there were 38 websites in existence, which is kind of comical. You know, I went back and I was with the new employee. We were looking at my book that I wrote back in November of '93, and some of the predictions I made, and I'm like, wow, I was only off by 20 years on that prediction. You know, like I talked about OpenX and X Windows as being the platform, which is what Macs are today.
Wow.
And I thought that would happen in like 95, 96, and it didn't happen until like 2010.
Some of that's over my head, the platform. That's awesome, man. Well, that's
I paid
good
somebody
stuff
for that.
Yeah, and one of the first Pizza Hut websites or something like that.
Yeah, you could order a pizza with or without toppings, and we'd fax the order in.
Nice. Very cool. All right, stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors, helping you live a better life, helping you run your business more efficiently as well. We have a lot of small business owners that come on the show, looking for expert contributors as well. Right now, we got a few select categories available. So if you or someone you know is interested in that, we'd love to talk to you. Reach out to our hotline or the Consumer Quarterback, consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. Coming up, we've got Jake Alexander, owner of Alexander Financial, is going to break down the Trump tax plan, a.k.a. We'll be right back. Stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Giving a shout out to Two Maids and a Mop, our official cleaning company here at the Consumer Quarterback Show. They provide excellent service, and a clean house is going to help you feel better. It's going to give you that healthy living and allow you to focus more on being a great dad, mom, business owner. Two Maids and a Mop offers free cleaning to cancer patients, and with Two Maids and a Mop, your approval rating matters. The pay rate for the staff is based on the evaluation, on your evaluation, that is. And if you need a cleaning company, it's Two Maids and a Mop here in Tampa Bay, our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. In studio today, we've got Jason Brooks. He's a mortgage specialist with eMortgage Management, the Del Bro team. Teo Leonard, the webdesignninja.com. And Jake Alexander, owner of Alexander Financial. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, Jake. So what are you seeing from the effects? What are business owners doing? I know the effects are going to come later, but overall, the optimism is in the economy. Business owners, real estate, of course. I'm talking to a lot of developers. It seems to be pretty optimistic about this Trump tax plan.
Yeah, I think now that everything's out and kind of the air's cleared a little bit, everyone is seeing the optimism in there. And for business owners, there's a tremendous amount of benefits. I kind of wanted to break down a little bit on the individual side and then on the business as well. But
yeah.
I think, just in my opinion, and it's funny, too, all my mentors were like, you're a brave man for going on the radio and talking about this stuff, because nobody understands it. We got the actual bill, but it's like reading matrix code, to try to put this stuff togetgether. But I've been doing a couple seminars. I think I know enough to be dangerous, but the overarching theme is simplification from my point of view. And so on the individual side, they're doubling the standard deductions. So before, when taxpayers would get $12,600 as a standard deduction, now it's going to be $24,000. And so the idea with this is to get rid of a lot of the itemized deductions, to where when on your individual tax return, you can either take the standard deduction or you can itemize your deductions. This is going to make the need to itemize deductions a lot more far and few between. So, and there's some things that are going away too. It's cool having Jason here, because I can kind of get the perspective on the home ownership side, but we were talking about it a little bit last time. But with real estate taxes, so those are going to be capped at $10,000, as to where before there was no limit on those. Home mortgage interest, so you can write off interest on a home mortgage of your primary residence for up to $750,000, where before that was $1 million. So some changes there. Then one of the big things to the Schedule A, which is a itemized deduction, is they're doing away with the employee business expenses. So those are no longer available for people to write off on their itemized deductions. And that's really just on the personal side. One of the things that's exciting on the business side is they're offering a 20% automatic deduction to qualified business income. And this is where some of the confusion comes, is what is qualified business income, right? That's a new term. But for people who operate a pass-through entity, which that could be an LLC, an S corporation, a partnership, or even sole proprietors, they are offering a 20% automatic deduction to your qualified business income. So that's automatically, let's say you're a small business owner, you net $100,000, you're automatically going to pay taxes on $80,000 as opposed to $100,000. So from my perspective, this really opens up a lot of doors from a tax planning perspective, to where, what if there's people out there that own multiple businesses, or what if we have a W-2 job plus some rental real estate, plus we have a side business. There's all kinds of different factors that could tally in on this too. So very interesting stuff.
And also too, on the business, is that also now capped at a 20% tax rate? Is there a cap on the tax rate for the business income?
C corporations have gone from 35% to 21%, which is good. The life of the C, and they're saying we may see a resurgence in C corporations. They kind of went away for a while because of the whole double taxation thing. So most people prefer to be taxed as a pass-through entity, but now that income is going to be taxed at your personal rate. So
C corp versus a S corp. What's the deal there?
C corp is a complete separate entity from the owner, and other than for specific legal reasons, there's not a lot of there wasn't a lot of reasons to go with a C corporation, other than wanting to be a publicly traded company and sell shares on the open market.
Right.
But a C corporation is double taxed. So all the money that's left in the corporation at the end of the year pays taxes. Then all of the shareholders pay taxes on their distributions of income from the company itself.
Interesting.
So yeah, a lot of people were going to the pass-through entity, whether it be an S corporation or an LLC or a partnership.
Right.
This kind of opens a lot of doors to, okay, what's going to make more sense? If my personal tax rate is 37%, but a C corporation tax rate is 21%, okay, maybe we can restructure some things here, and it all depends,
So if you just joined us here, I'm Brandon Rhymes, Jake Alexander, owner of Alexander Financial. He's our tax expert. Jason, go ahead. Jason Brooks.
Yeah, so from the mortgage side, one of the big differences between a C Corp or an S Corp is on a C Corp, the leftover income, the money that's left over in the business. So let's say you leave, you take your distributions as a partner or as a shareholder. That's the only income you can actually use for qualifying. If there's $200,000 sitting in there on the bottom line, that is, you can't use that. It doesn't pass through onto the personal side. You don't see that transition over to the 1040.
That's because, like he said, it is separate.
It's completely separate.
So that we don't see it very often. Typically, with large companies where you have boards of directors and again, same kind of setup. You run into that situation where I've seen it where there was hundreds of thousands of dollars left over, and sorry, I know you pay taxes through the business on that, but that's not your income.
Now, could that same borrower, for purposes of buying his dream home that came on the market, could he refile, claim more money, pull more money out of the company, or is it too late at that point?
You could always do an amendment.
Yeah, you can always amend it.
That's an interesting spin, though. Then you get into, okay, well, is the corporation acquiring real estate assets under the corporation itself, or is this a primary residence? And so the opportunities of how it could flow are really endless. And I think that's where this whole thing is just opening up so many windows and so many doors to new possibilities that people were never privy to before, you know?
And hasn't it also, because Trump wanted to overturn Obamacare, which, you know, it brought the numbers I've seen, 20 million uninsured people to coverage, which is a good thing. On the flip side, some of the complaints were, hey, you know, now all of a sudden I have to either join this health care plan or get taxed. So didn't they pull that tax out?
Yeah, starting 2019, that's going away. So for 2018, it's still in effect, but for 19, that's gone too. So the penalty on not having health insurance.
So it's a small penalty. I think it was $700.
Yeah, it was like
bucks,
$695 per person. So and it was a difference of up to 2% of your AGI or $695.
Yeah.
So, but if you have 4 people in your household, I mean that stuff can add up. So
yeah, so that was a way that Trump was able to, you know, at least pull some of that out.
Yeah, and the whole ACA stuff from my perspective, because we see it where people were, I mean, we don't use the term bully, but people were thought that they had to have this insurance or they were going to get this insane penalty. So there were people paying $1,200 a month, $1,000 a month, crazy insurance premiums for coverage that really wasn't that good in the first place. Right. When the penalty for not having it would have been $695. So
how do you get that $1,000 or $1,200 a month premium?
Yeah, I pay like $2,400.
Yeah, you pay more.
Oh yeah, our quote came in at $1,900. So
oh my god,
I'm at 20.
That's crazy. It's
$2,500 a month for 2 kids and a wife, and I can tell you, I haven't been to a doctor in over 15 years. I mean, I'm paying. That was my biggest issue. Is I was paying about $900 a month before this, and now I pay more than double.
Yeah, we were the same. We went from $500 to $1,900 a month.
That's a bracket.
And you know, a $5,000 deductible to a $14,000.
But I had to do it because I would have paid way more. I would have paid more money had I not. So with the penalty going away, it will make me look at it as whether or not I even want to carry my own health insurance.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going. You know, the surge in telemedicine, the surge in cash-based doctors, the doctors that will take cash,
or even membership-based doctors.
The membership,
pay $100 a month, and you can go as much as you want.
That's what I did.
They've got one here on that I hear commercials on the station where it's a like a Christian-based Medishare. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
But you know, they're forcing us into these to think through these different alternatives because it's so expensive for healthcare.
It really is, and so that going away is a good thing. I think overall, it's kind of a resurgence. It's like a new birth, you know. And so to me, it's exciting. Especially, we like working with business owners who want to be creative about, you know, legally and morally paying the least amount of tax, and this is just going to open that up even more so than it's ever been before. So
yeah, a lot of optimism in the economy from what I see. You know, the stock market's still on that run. Jason, we've talked about this several times. You know, it's still on that bull. So
it's crazy.
You know, when is the correction going to happen? What do you see happening there? Those are the question marks that you have in your game. But you know, as a business owner out there, small business owner, or maybe you know, an investor, or potentially a W-2 employee somewhere, you know, the smart thing to do is to have your plans in place. Take some of your money, put it into safe, you know, investments. Stay away from the bitcoins, and you know, that's speculation, right? That's all speculation.
I can use that to get approved for a mortgage, right?
If you get enough Bitcoin,
you can convert it into dollars. Yes,
I heard there was a house for sale on Bel Air Beach for 250 Bitcoin. Was that
something like that? Yeah, we had.
And then now it's crashed. So what is that? Is it?
Who knows? That's what's so crazy about this Bitcoin stuff and people jumping into that. It's like
it's about as volatile as you would want it to be. It's insane
as you can get, right?
Take a wad of cash and head to Vegas and put it on red or put it on black.
Yeah, there you go.
About the same.
You got a good chance. Got a good chance there. Yeah. So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we're going to have some fun. We're going to name that tune. We've got popular songs from the 70s. We're going to see where our expert contributors can name that tune. We have a gym chain that bans cable news networks because the members claiming it's bringing constant negativity into the membership there, and not healthy for members. So I think I agree with that one. So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from from our expert contributors. We're going to jump into our lightning round, and we're going to tell you something good. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Top listing agent, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times. Featured again in a video series they're doing on the 24th of this month, driving over to Orlando to be seen on their video blog, and Top Agent Magazine as well. So got a couple of hot listings here I want to let you know about. Also looking for sellers. If you're out there looking to sell, we would love to talk to you and give you a free comparable market analysis, talk about our expertise with marketing. So hot listing here on Timberland Point Drive in Tampa, 10217 Timberland Point Drive in Tampa, $329,000. This is a great property. It's a gated community, Arbor Oaks, and it's got multiple pools in the community, tennis courts, resort-style heated pools, playgrounds, boardwalks to the middle school. Beautiful property here, $329,000, just reduced down to $329,000. And we got a duplex on the beach. This is over on St. Pete Beach, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach. Great buying opportunity just north of the Don Cesar, just south of the Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, our official hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. So this property, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, $599,000. It's a duplex, so a great income investment opportunity and beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, in studio today of Jason Brooks, mortgage specialist with Mortgage Management and the Del Bro team. Teo Leonard, the web design ninja, webdesignninja.com. Jake Alexander, owner of Alexander Financial. He's our taxation expert, and he's an enrolled agent. He can practice in all 50 states with the IRS. So we talked about the tax plan, some of the effects there. Let's go ahead and jump into our Name That Tune. Let's have a little fun here. Name That Tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, name that tune.
All right. So we got all these songs today are from 70s, popular rock songs from the 70s. So here we go.
Trying to make a living and doing the best I can.
I know the words. Born a traveling man.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Rambling man.
Rambling man. The Allman Brothers. Didn't we
Yep.
lose an Allman Brother last year?
I think we did.
Yeah, we lost an Allman Brother. Good group right there. All right, here we go. Number 2.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
Wow, he jumped on that
I
one.
wasn't even born in the 70s.
Yeah. What are you, in the 80s?
80s, 83.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's the haircut.
All right, here we go. Next one.
I should know that. That's on my playlist for the Stingray. But
Smoke on the water.
In your Corvette?
Yeah.
Your Corvette Stingray? Smoke
That's a good
on the
Corvette
water.
song, right?
Yeah.
Deep purple. But it's yellow, right?
Yeah,
Corvette's
mine's yellow, yeah.
not deep purple.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Slow ride.
All right.
Yeah. 1975. All right, here we go. A couple more.
That song was in Dazed and Confused. That's why.
Yeah. Great movie. Yeah, great movie there.
I hear the voices when I'm dreaming. I can hear them say
1976.
Kansas. Carry on my wayward son.
That's it. That's it right there. Good jam. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Horse with no name.
America.
Yeah.
The name of the band. All right, last one. We got a few extra today since I'm not going to use this for tomorrow's show.
Oh, yeah. It's Queen.
Somebody to love.
It's Queen. Are they the ones that did
We Will Rock You.
We Will Rock You?
Yeah.
And
Good.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yep.
Yep. Interesting. They got a distinct sound to them, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
It almost seems like those songs were made for like a movie soundtrack or something.
They were thinking royalties, weren't they?
There you go. Yeah, that's the right idea.
They were thinking royalties there.
I think they did pretty good.
They did well.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to tell you something good. So every week we want to tell you something positive, inject some positivity into your life.
tell me something good.
Well, this is our story we've been talking about. Jim Chain's ban cable news networks because the constant negativity is not healthy for the members. More and more people are realizing that constant negativity from mainstream news is not good for their health. The health club Lifetime Fitness has officially pulled cable news networks from its TVs in its 128 locations to promote a healthy way of life. The fitness center has removed CNN, Fox News Channel, MSNBC, and CNBC from their televisions. It's a decision to remove the national cable networks news stations resulted from significant member feedback received over time and our commitment to provide family-oriented environments free of consistently negative or politically charged content, the company said in a statement. It's always our goal to meet our majority's members' expressed requests, and we believe the change is consistent with its desires of overall membership as well as healthy way of life philosophy. So it's a really cool story there. I like that. I say bring that into your life. Bring that into if you're. The last thing you need is to have some polarization of politics or, these constantly reminded of the train wrecks and the things happening, especially. Now, sometimes you want to be tuned in a little bit. You want to know what's going on.
I feel like it's the same thing over and over. Like, there's about 10 minutes of information that's dragged out for like 18 hours.
That's exactly
and it's
it.
different people talking about it.
But it's not. It doesn't even seem like it's almost real information anymore. It's got such a spin on one side or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just state the fact. If you're going to be a news,
give me a list. Give me a spreadsheet,
state the
and
facts,
I'll read it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, it happens. You
Too
see
much
it out
politics anymore in news.
Yeah.
Yeah, the politics has gotten ridiculous, man. It's totally polarized. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so the Lifetime Fitness, I go to the one here in Tampa, and it's it's pretty expensive membership, but it's it's nice. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but that's interesting. So they've got 128 locations nationwide, and they pull them all out. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
great
right.
idea.
What gym was it?
Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Lifetime at the mall at the International Plaza.
Wow, okay.
Yep. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Jason Brooks.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, if you are self-employed and you are planning to purchase or refinance a house this year, whether it be primary, second home, or investment property, you need somebody who knows what they're doing to look at your returns before you file them. a lot of changes, a lot of things happening. You don't want to, shoot yourself in the foot when it could have been a very easy correction on the front end. So I'd love to be that guy. You can get a hold of me on my website. You can reach me through the show, Jason Brooks with eMortgage Management.
Jason Brooks, eMortgage Management, the Delbro team, longtime friend of the program. Teo Leonard, the Web Design Ninja.
Yeah, hey, real quick, two things. One is if you don't have an email with your business domain, get rid of it and go get one. Yahoo, Gmail,
don't even keep it as a
AOL,
backup.
etc. Just don't even get rid of it.
Sunshine Princess at Gmail.
Whether it's TampaBay.r.com or Comcast, etc. You don't own those addresses. The second thing is if your website's more than 2 years old, get a professional to look at it. And by a professional, I don't mean your neighbor's kid that built a couple of websites.
Right.
Find somebody that's built several hundred websites and have them look at it. If you want to contact us, we're no hassle. It's thewebdesignninja.com.
Yep.
And you can also see us at the consumerqb.com.
Which you designed.
Yeah, we did. And you can click on my link on the bottom of the site, and it will take you right to us.
Expert contributor page. You'll see all of our expert contributors there, content information. All right, good tips from Teo Leonard. All right, Jake Alexander Financial.
Yeah, I would say get with an expert. The floodgates are open now more than ever to legally and morally pay the least amount of taxes. And if you're not consulting with somebody about how this new tax plan is going to benefit you the most, then I guarantee you're missing out. And so if you're not working with somebody, we'd love to help you out. If you are and you need a second opinion or anything like that, we're here too. So
second opinions, plus you can go back a number of years as well if you think there's a chance there, right, Jake?
Yeah, amendments are a big part of our business. We can go back a few years and see if there's any mistakes made. That's typically the first step in the process when we take on new clients, and you'd be amazed at some of the stuff we found that's just left off. It's like tax return is a complex document, and so it's not that person didn't know what they were doing or anything like that. It's just different people have different perspective and different eyes on things, and you'd be amazed at some of the stuff that we see.
What about the people going on and trying to do it themselves on these software programs?
We were talking about this before the show. It's like do-it-yourselfers are great, and if you can do it yourself, like my dad does his own taxes. He probably has like a 60-page tax return. Bless the guy's heart, he doesn't want anyone else to do it, but he knows in and out what he's doing. It's a culmination of 30 years of him doing it on his own. If you have a very simple situation and you're confident doing that, and you want somebody, once again, as a second opinion to look at it, we'd be more than willing to help you out. But for the most part, if you have anything more complex than just a simple W-2, if you have children, there's new changes to the child tax credit. I mean, there's just so many things out there. The do-it-yourself thing is great, but we always recommend going through an expert.
Hire a professional.
Hire a professional.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're seeing it on the listing side. People, the market's good. People are doing the FSBOs. They pop it on Zillow. Some get lucky. That's the thing. Some get lucky.
Yep.
And then some sit on the market for a while and they wonder what happened, and they're scratching their heads later saying, wow, maybe I should have listed.
Just the peace of mind you get from having somebody who does something for a living, no matter what it is, whether it be real estate or web design, to me is worth it. And so
Yeah, absolutely. All right, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, our listeners out there, and all of our viewers of our TV show on WeBeam TV daily, 10 a.m. WeBeam TV, 5 o'clock drive time here, 1380 The Biz. Remember, we have the event coming up Thursday, January 18th, over at Brio Tuscan Grill, our official restaurant partner in Tampa. Check us out. Come hang out with us. We're going to do a live broadcast. We're going to have a gratitude party to follow, networking opportunities. So get out there and network this next year. Hit your goals and focus on success. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute, and be a force for good in the community. Also, clothing and blankets are in need right now as well. So be a force for good in the community. Help out, and we'll see you next time here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.